friends, I'm Stephanie Hansen. Let's go! I've been cooking, eating, and talking about it for years.
This is amazingly good.
Now I'm inviting you along for the ride. Stanley! It's the bomb.
Something you cannot live without.
Meet the chefs, home cooks, restaurateurs, and bakers honing their craft.
Everything is going to blow your taste buds up.
And try new recipes with me in my kitchen. It's simple, it's easy, that looks amazing. There's always something delicious to share. These buds got a taste! These buds got a taste! Let's go! This is Taste Buds. Hello, Taste Buds. I am at the hottest restaurant in the North Loop. I am at Dario, which is my friend Chef Joe's restaurant. He has Rachael from Cornelius Pasta Company collaborating with him on the pasta shapes. He makes the sauces, she makes the shapes, and together they make beautiful magic. This episode is all about pasta, Taste Buds. We're gonna learn here, and then we're gonna go into my kitchen, and I'm gonna try my hand at pasta making. I've never done it before, so it'll be a fun episode, right? Let's go, Taste Buds. Let's go! I'm gonna barf. I am here making pasta today with Rachael from Cornelius Pasta Company. And Rachael is it a collaboration?
This is Dario's Pasta Company. I still have Cornelius Pasta, but this is Dario's pasta program that I am in charge of.
Okay, I love this collaboration because you probably don't know this, but I have been stalking you silently, like millions of other people on Instagram, watching your beautiful pasta shapes. Did you start during the pandemic doing that?
I started Cornelius Pasta during the pandemic, yes. The restaurants closed. What am I gonna do? I just reached out to Instagram, hey, does anyone wanna buy pasta? And they did. So that just kind of took off from there. Yeah.
Tell me about how this all came together.
We had been in contact for years before this restaurant opened. Like even before I started Cornelius Pasta, we had talked to each other about potentially working together someday.
And we is Chef Joe, who you will also meet.
He built us a beautiful space with the best equipment, and so we can really crank out the pasta in here.
We're here to get just like your take on making 3 pasta shapes. What are we gonna make today?
We're gonna make garganelli, doppio, and cappellacci.
How did you learn all these pasta shapes?
I learned some from chefs that I worked with over the years, but I also have learned a lot of them through watching videos like Pasta Grannies on Instagram.
Pasta Grannies is the best.
Oh my God, they're amazing. And then different cookbooks and stuff too. This one is kind of like a big tortellini, but ours is shaped just a little bit differently. Now we're gonna go and fill them all.
Cappellacci di zucca.
So cappellacci,
Cappelletti di zucca.
basically I think it translates to squash hats.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
They look like
or
squash
pumpkin
hats,
hats, pumpkin squash, both zucca.
Ooh, okay.
Yep.
All right, I can do this.
Piping is secretly a little bit hard.
Yeah,
To
because
get
you
the
have to have
exact
the right
same
amount of
amount of
pressure.
filling, yep.
Because if you overfill it, then it's hard to get the pasta to seal right.
It is. That looks perfect. Now, give these a little spritz of water, and this will help the pasta seal. To fold these, we're gonna go right to the edge almost. We want
Okay.
to have this cute little area where it doesn't overlap. It looks nice.
The cute little areas are important in a restaurant
Then,
setting.
yep, that's what sets you apart. So then you go around the filling, flip it up, and then with your fingers, just twist it like this and press to seal it.
It's like a little boat of squashy zucca filling.
Yes.
All right, so
Yep.
we're gonna just make them cute. Oh, my filling is already pressing out.
When you go first fold it over, I like to start with my thumb on the very top, and that gives you that clean seal right there. And then you can you can see where the filling is. You just go around and press against it.
I'm gonna do another one before we start to get to the hat. So here's my thumb.
Yes.
Okay,
That's already
so I
way
did better.
Yep. Now we're gonna hold it up and then twist.
Yeah, kind of.
No, well, that's like really close. Like,
I mean, do you think that's really close, Taste Buds? Get a look at that. It looks a little suspicious. Guess which one's mine, and guess which one you would get on your plate at Dario. I can't get a job here in my dream spot if I can't hold the pasta. This
Yeah,
is gonna be the one. I know it is. Okay, all right. Boom!
There it is.
There it is!
Yep.
Woo! All right, Rachel, we're on to our second shape, which is doppio.
Doppio.
It's dope. What is doppio? I've never even heard of it.
So doppio ravioli is double filled. Doppio is double. So
Oh.
that just means there's two fillings. So we have a sunchoke filling and a ricotta filling. First, we start by cutting the pasta in half.
There's so many tools that look like European torture instruments.
Yes. And we're gonna do one filling on the top of each one of these and then the other filling on the bottom.
Okay.
So
that
I'll
looks
fill
like
a
ricotta.
few. This is a ricotta.
Ooh, that looks
And this
kind
is
of
the
meaty.
sunchoke. They caramelize that way. This is caramelized sunchoke.
They look tasty as heck.
And then we're gonna spritz them.
'Kay.
A little water. And then you roll and tuck each side in. All right, now that one, you gotta make sure you have pasta on pasta and then give that a little press down. After we have that done, we'll go through with a dowel and just press these edges just to make sure they're the same thickness as the rest of the pasta. And then we go through and cut them.
The
And that's
engineering.
so then when you cut the pasta, you get two fillings in one bite. And it looks really pretty too.
We're gonna encase our filling and we gotta go pasta on pasta.
And then the same thing on the other side so that you
Yep.
get right to that edge and then you roll it over.
Or I'm kind of faking it. I know it's not great. Like these little details, super amazing. And your tools are gold. They're so on trend. Like they match the restaurant. That one really does look like someone's mouth. Very doppio. Here's Rachel's very neat, precise doppio. Here is mine that look a little bit like broadcaster mouths. All right, next shape.
Garganelli.
Garganelli. It sort of sounds like a Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah?
But it has like spinach in it, which is
does.
making it green.
Yep.
Now, spinach has so much water. Is it hard to work with when you're putting it into dough?
We blanch it and then really squeeze all the water out. So
Okay.
it's pretty dry by the time we puree it with eggs. I think Garganelli is actually like means trachea, which goes along with
Okay.
your torture
Yeah.
tool kind of theme.
All of the pastas
Yeah.
are somehow named and shaped in nature, right?
Yes. So we're gonna do our little squares. We're gonna take a little square and put it on there so the point is facing away from you. Get this on your dowel and then you just roll it forward.
How cute is that?
And that's it.
I think I could do this one.
Yeah.
So when you make pasta, we are now moving kind of into the Chef Joe portion. Does he like say, hey, Rachel, here's what I want to do? Or how does the collaboration work?
Absolutely. He tells me what shapes he wants. He will bring me fillings. The menu changes constantly. There are a few shapes for specials that he'll bring me a filling and be like, make whatever you want with this filling. So
Yeah.
sometimes it goes that way, but yep, Chef Joe lets us know what he wants and then we make it happen.
All right. This has been a blast.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired by you. Wow. Thank you, Rachel.
Yes, thank you.
From Taste Bud Rachel to future Taste Bud Chef Joe. You guys haven't met Joe yet. He's quite a character. Let's go eat some pasta. All right, Taste Buds, we have made pasta with Chef Rachel, and now I'm here with Chef Joe Rolle, and we are going to make the pastas into your delicious interpretations.
First, I'm gonna get the sauce going, and then I'm gonna drop these pastas. These are gonna be the butternut squash cappellacci.
Okay.
They are filled with roasted butternut squash, yams, mascarpone cheese, Parmesan, and nutmeg.
So how did you get your ideas for like the sauces and the fillings?
I usually base it off the season and what's in season
Yep.
or what's fresh. So we just drop the cappellacci.
We've got the butter sauce going.
Yep. So this is just
Little
chicken
salt.
stock and butter, a little salt. Once this starts forming an emulsion, I'll go about 30 seconds after these rise to the top. I'm gonna put them in here, glaze them out. So we're just gonna give these a bath. So
How long have you been cooking, Chef?
18 or 19 years, something like that.
What was your first restaurant?
The first restaurant job I ever had was at Palomino.
Oh!
That's where Crave currently is. I wasn't the kid that grew up in restaurants or was a dishwasher as a kid. I started cooking because I was out of options.
Yeah.
And then I actually ended up falling in love with it. All right, these are almost to where we need them.
Do you just know because you've been doing this
Yeah,
so
I
long?
want this to be a certain consistency to coat and glaze. All right, this is ready. So we give 7 of these per order.
So 7 pieces of pasta per
Yep.
order. And you saw that took us like a few minutes to make them.
Yeah, this is really a labor of love. And at first it starts with the filling. So we gotta roast the squash and roast the yams before we even, make the dough. We
Yeah.
have to have the filling. So we're gonna hit it with brown butter.
Not only is the restaurant at Dario beautiful, but all of the plating is really beautiful, really intentional to really showcase, I think, the beautiful shapes that Cornelius Pasta Company has.
So that was the condimella, or the apple balsamic.
Yeah, little apple.
These are a little bit of Granny Smith apples. We're gonna add a couple pieces of crispy sage and finish with a little black pepper.
That is a fancy
That's
dish.
the butternut squash cappellacci with brown butter, green apples, and apple balsamic.
Oh, love it. It's moving really fast back here. We're on to the next dish. This is the doppio.
doppio.
Doppio. If you have one that bursts open, I'm
That
sure
one's
it's
yours?
the one I made. Okay, that's chicken broth?
Yeah, and this is an emulsified brown butter sauce. These only take about 2.5 minutes in the water. I usually go about 30 seconds after they come to the top.
Little pasta water.
A little bit of pasta water.
Yum!
All right, these are ready to go.
Plating up the doppio.
All right, and then we'll go back and give them a little drizzle. Some crushed hazelnuts from Piedmont. Then this is a mixture of hazelnut oil and honey.
Yum.
Give that. This gets a good amount of crispy rosemary on it. And that's the caramelized sunchokes and ricotta doppio with brown butter, hazelnuts, honey, and crispy rosemary.
Okay, that looks dope. All right, Joe, we've got one pasta
One
left. Garganelli.
These are pork cheeks that have been cooked down with sofrito, like fennel and anchovy sofrito. So it's like
Yum.
carrot, celery, onions, garlic, fennel, and anchovies. We blitz it into a paste, brown the pork cheeks off, and then we combine that sofrito with some crushed tomatoes and a little chicken stock, a few pieces of butter, some chicken stock. Now I'm gonna drop the garganelli in the water.
Yep.
These will take about
Ooh, those
2.5 or 3 minutes. There they go, they're starting to come to the top.
some basil.
A couple leaves of Thai basil. This is my favorite herb.
I love Thai basil too. That's so funny.
A little pasta water, shake them out.
So pretty.
I'm gonna put it right on the eye of the French top and let it rip for
Yep.
about 30 seconds. I get it really, really hot, bubbling, some good olive oil.
This is the finishing moment.
This is cacio e cavalli. This is a cow's milk cheese from southern Italy, and then a little pecorino. Toss it through. And we're gonna finish this with a little fennel pollen,
Yep.
a little black pepper, a few pickled peppers. So this is kind of the acid to brighten the dish up a little bit. Thai basil for a little herbal pop. So that's garganelli with pork cheek ragu, pickled peppers, and cacio e cavalli.
All right, Joe, are you ready to eat?
I'm ready.
Okay. So I've eaten 4 butternut squash cappellaccis. What I really loved, obviously the squash filling, but the richness of the apple reduction that you did.
This dish is also really sweet and it's rich. So instead of just adding lemon juice or lime juice or a splash of vinegar, we use the condimella, which is made from apples, and then we dice Granny Smith apples, which we know are pretty tart. We dice them fresh every day, and then right before service, and then we dress them with a little lemon juice.
Can we talk about this pasta? Because the two, you see a lot like the finger pastas, right, that have the filling, but to have 2 of the fillings side by side, and the sunchokes, like how did you think of sunchokes? That's not something everybody cooks with.
No, I love the vegetable, and one of my old chefs, Trevor, they're his favorite vegetable. And we were doing a dinner trying to raise money early on, and he made this sunchoke filling for a pasta, and I'd never made it in a pasta before. And we both really liked it. And then the sweet cheese course being people's favorite dish a lot of nights, that's kind of where the doppio was born.
As we move into this final pasta,
The garganelli.
the garganelli with the beef cheek, you know, this feels kind of like a traditional noni style stewy.
Yep. It's meat
braised.
slow cooked meat ragu. And then when you get the pickled peppers with it, that's another kind of creative way to add some acid to the dish to cut through the richness. It kind of wakes it up again and makes you want another bite.
You're actually cooking, I think, just beautiful, amazing food, and that you knew enough to collaborate with folks and that it's hard to do it all by yourself is amazing. I just am so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am so invested in what you're doing. This is just a very lovely meal. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
in.
no, thanks for coming in.
You're a new taste bud.
Your check will be in the mail for all your labor this morning
Oh,
as well.
thanks. I think I've eaten everything I made. I am so full, taste buds, but I am full in all the best ways. Dario was a blast. Now we're gonna head to my house to try to make pasta at home. Never done it, but I've got some ideas. You ready for it, taste buds? Let's go. Hey taste buds, I am back from Dario and I've learned so much about pasta making that I'm gonna try it myself. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and we're gonna make some pasta. How many times can I say pasta? Pasta, pasta, pasta. Pasta, pasta, pasta. Making pasta. What are you eating?
Pasta.
Today we are gonna make egg noodle pasta. And I'm just gonna be honest, taste buds, I've never done this before, but I'm convinced if I can do it, you can do it. And if all else fails, I'm also gonna be making ravioli that's filled with ricotta that's made with wonton skins. It's a little bit easier. Are you ready, taste buds? Let's get to it. We are starting with our roasted cherry tomato sauce. I have got 2 pints of cherry tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and add about 3 cloves of garlic that I've chopped. A teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves. Now I've got a teaspoon of kosher salt, a little bit of pep. Put a little pep in your step. And then some red pepper flakes. Just a little heat. Final steps, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and we're just gonna drizzle this in here. And all of that oil is gonna infuse our tomatoes, and they're gonna release their liquid and make just a nice chunky little sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and put some fresh thyme on the top. 400 degrees in the oven, and we're gonna put this in for about 20 minutes. It is pasta making time. I've got a little bit of salt, and I'm just gonna put this in my 2 cups of flour, get that incorporated, and we are going to mound our flour. Did you have to make a volcano in science class? We did. I'm just using this to make a little well, and I'm gonna dump the eggs into the well. Okay, eggs, oop. Like it's gonna be, oh crap. Oh geez, oh geez, oh geez. Okay, I didn't make my well deep enough, so I'm flicking flour into the egg mixture. Okay, I've seemed to control some of the disaster. This is looking a little bit like strange scrambled eggs, but I think I can get it to come together. Ooh, it feels lovely. Feels doughy. Feels like I can get all this to come together. Okay, look. I mean, I gotta knead it for about 5 more minutes, but it's got a nice texture to it. I've been folding and kneading and folding. Out of breath, out of shape, but I do have what looks to be a good egg pasta dough ball. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator. We'll let it rest for 30 minutes. Okay, I'm feeling kind of nervous. We're gonna put it in 4 chunks and roll out each chunk. I'm gonna put flour down. Feeling a little anxious. I'm using my dowel, which is my good rolling pin that I love. Ooh, it's very shrinky. Like as soon as I roll, it shrinks back. So we're just gonna have to do this for a really long time. It kind of looks like a state. All right, once you get it into your shape, then we roll it over into like a crepe. And now I'm supposed to cut it into like pasta strips. And you want to cut them about the same shape. And then you kind of unroll them and they become like a little tangle of noodles. Okay, taste buds, we've got our water boiling. Let's go ahead and put our noodles in, 4 minutes. And they say that when they're done, they will float to the top. Noodle love, noodle love, noodle love, noodle love. Come on, noodly, noodly, noodly. You know the trick for making things not boil over? Put a spoon. I don't know why that works, but it does work. Let's just taste one, see what happens here. They're done. Wow, I'm gonna get my sauce out of the oven. Look at that. So there's our fresh noodles. get a little saucy situation. I'm gonna finish with some fresh grated parm and a little salt and pepper. You guys, this could really be amazing. Fresh egg pasta with a roasted cherry tomato sauce. I'm feeling like we got a home run on our hands. Okay, first of all, the sauce is amazing. Concentrated flavor, sweet, garlicky. I made kind of a light sauce because I wasn't sure like how the noodles would hold up. These would hold up because they're pretty thick and pretty chewy to like a big bolognese. Like these are really good and I would highly encourage you to try it. I'm really proud of myself. Am I just gonna be the person that makes homemade noodles from now on? I might be. Our first pasta was real successful, but I had a backup just in case, and maybe you wanna try this too, because it is a fun one. I'm just gonna crack 2 eggs in a cup. This is gonna be just a little egg wash that we're gonna use to seal our wonton wrappers. I have ricotta cheese, and I'm going to add to that a teaspoon of salt, a little bit of fresh nutmeg, about 3 tablespoons of parm, and about a tablespoon of fresh thyme. And this is gonna be our filling. And we're gonna lay out some of these ravioli. I'm gonna go ahead and just use about a tablespoon of filling, and I'm just eyeballing them. We are going to use the little egg wash just on the edges. I'm gonna go ahead and put another whole sheet of ravioli on the top. I'm using my fingers to pinch the filling in, getting it into its little pocket. What I'm gonna do, just to go a little fancier, is I'm going to make little circles with my cutter here. Don't those look cute? It is just a cookie cutter that I'm using. I think they look pretty good, kind of rustic, but still a little civilized. All right, taste buds, we have boiling water and we're gonna drop a few in at a time. When they rise to the top is when they're supposed to be done. I can kind of see the pasta changing color a little bit. I feel like we're ready to go. Hopefully this will work. There's 1, 2. They're staying closed. You can see this is like a little more involved than the rustic pasta we did the first time. Here's our cherry tomatoes that we roasted for our last sauce. Would you like some cheese, please? Oh, yes, I would. Oh. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. It is the taste testing of the ravioli. So we have the ricotta filling inside. We have the roasted cherry tomato sauce. Slippery. These are really sexy. Like salty, creamy, that little slipperiness of the noodle. It just feels like if you made that for someone, that would be a really special dish. So good. Yum. Well, taste buds, that's the culmination of the pasta episode. From Dario in the North Loop, making beautiful pastas in their beautiful setting, to making egg noodle pasta in my home, plus the bonus recipe of these filled raviolis. Make yourself the pasta, go to Dario, have a great pasta night, and if you want any of the recipes we made on the show, go to fox9.com/tastebuds. Happy pasta making!